Hello sports fans, it is Thursday, October the 24th, the year 2013, and as usual, a lot to get to in the sports world, so let's get it going right now. And we are ready for Week 8 in the NFL. NFL picks coming up shortly. Do you believe it's Week 8 in the NFL season? We are almost halfway through the NFL season. How fast does football go? I mean, we were talking yesterday about how fast college football goes. How fast does the NFL go as well? I mean, I guess that's why we love football so much. I mean, it's a shorter season compared to the NBA and the NHL and Major League Baseball, so every game is so precious, and they only play once a week, so enjoy football while it's here. Without further ado, let's get to the picks for Week 8. Let's start with the Thursday game tonight. Not a good one. Carolina -6 at Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay hasn't won a game. They are a complete mess. We don't know about Glennon at quarterback, if he's going to be any good. We don't know if Shiano's even going to last the season. I mean, they just traded Freeman. Tampa Bay is a complete mess. They can't win a game. This is the type of game that Carolina has to win. And in the past, Carolina has lost some games like this. Carolina has put a couple wins together now. They can't afford to slip up here. I am taking Carolina. I think they're superior to Tampa Bay. I can't take a team that hasn't won a game. I mean, Tampa Bay looks atrocious every week. I'm going to take Carolina here to take care of business. So Carolina -6 over Tampa Bay. Carolina, no slip-ups tonight. I don't want to see a bad performance from Carolina tonight. This is a game they have to win. I think they will. Carolina -6 over Tampa Bay in a bad Thursday night game. Let's go to the games over the weekend. Let's start with the London game. The San Francisco 49ers -16.5 over the Jacksonville Jaguars. Now, if you've heard me before, you know I don't like the games in London. I don't know why we're obsessed with putting games in London, and on top of it, putting bad teams in London like Jacksonville. Why is Jacksonville always the team that ends up in London all the time? I just don't understand it. San Francisco should blow out Jacksonville. I mean, these are teams that are night and day. San Francisco should bury them. This game should be over at the half. I like San Francisco to roll over the worst team in football, the Jacksonville Jaguars. Let's go to Detroit, one of the best games of the weekend. The Detroit Lions -3.5 over the Dallas Cowboys. Very, very good game. One of the few good games in the NFL slate this weekend. Not many good games. This is one of them, though. Dallas off the win against Philadelphia. Dallas is in first place. Detroit had a heartbreaking loss to Cincinnati. Very, very big game for Detroit. I mean, Green Bay's already passed them in the division. The NFC is very tough. Detroit cannot afford another home loss here after losing to Cincinnati last week. This is a very, very tough game. The spread's 3.5. I think it's a 3-point game either way, so I'm going to take Dallas. I could see the game going either way. Flip a coin, but I will take the points. I will take the Cowboys with 3.5. Very, very nice game. Very important game, especially for the Lions. They really need this game. I'll take the Cowboys, though, plus 3.5. I think it's a field goal either way. Let's go to Philadelphia, where the Philadelphia Eagles are home, -6 over the New York Giants. The Giants actually got a win against Minnesota on Monday night, although for a lot of that game they didn't play well. We know the Eagles are a mess as well. They do get Vic back this week. I don't know where to go in this game. I mean, Philadelphia already beat the Giants in the Meadowlands. I mean, this rivalry is usually close. The games are usually close. I know I'm going to regret this. I'm going to take the Giants plus 6.5. I mean, if you ask me who do I think is going to win, I think the Eagles are going to squeak it out and win. But these games are usually close. It's a big rivalry. The Giants are coming off a win. You know I don't love the Eagle defense. I'm sure I'm going to pay for this pick because the Giants don't look very good at all this year. I'll take the Giants plus 6.5. I say they keep it close. If you ask me who's going to win, I say the Eagles eke it out with Vic at quarterback. But I'll take the Giants with the 6.5 just because of the rivalry. I'm sure I will pay for this pick. All right, let's go to Kansas City, where the undefeated Kansas City Chiefs are -7.5 over the Cleveland Browns. The Browns are now sitting Whedon. I mean, we know they lost Hoyer for the year. I don't like the Cleveland situation at all at quarterback. And now they're going into Kansas City. When I first looked at this spread, I'm like, why is this only 7.5? This should be double digits. Kansas City's undefeated. They never lose at Arrowhead. I mean, Kansas City should roll in this game. Cleveland's got all sorts of quarterback problems. Now, I like what Cleveland's doing overall. They're building, for the future and stuff. But I don't like their quarterback situation at all. And you need a good quarterback to win at Arrowhead. I think Kansas City wins by 2 touchdowns in this game. I think the spread is low. Kansas City in a rout over Cleveland at Arrowhead. Let's go down to New Orleans, the Superdome, with all those crazy fans that I love so much in Louisiana. The New Orleans Saints minus 12.5 over the Buffalo Bills. Hey, the Bills have been playing hard. They've won more games than I thought they would, but they're walking into an ambush here. The Saints at home can beat anyone, and they can certainly handle the Bills at home. I expect this game to be over at the half. I like the Saints to win by 21 points in this game. Saints are a very, very good team, especially in that Superdome. Bills, I like what the coach is doing. I mean, hopefully they'll get their quarterback, back in the lineup soon. I think they're building for the future. They're walking into an ambush here. I like the Saints to roll in this game. Let's go up to New England, where the New England Patriots are minus 6.5 over the Miami Dolphins. Dolphins have lost 3 in a row. Patriots off the tough loss to the Jets. I'm surprised about Bill Belichick this week. He's still carrying on about how the Patriots lost to the Jets last week because of that call in overtime. Listen, that's not why New England lost the game. They were up 21-10 in the third quarter, and Brady threw a terrible interception that the Jets ran back, and that turned the whole game around. The Patriots only had 3 points in the second half. The Jets deserved to win that game. I'm surprised Belichick has been moaning and groaning the whole week. I mean, usually he, win or lose, he moves on off of these games. But maybe because it's the Jets, Rex Ryan gets under his skin a little bit. Maybe if it was another team that he lost to, like the Vikings, he wouldn't be carrying on. Maybe the Jets get under his skin, but Belichick, let it go already. That's not why your team lost the game. I mean, come on already. Now, as far as this game, I don't like where New England's defense is at this point. I mean, they got a lot of guys hurt. They lost Mayo for the year. We don't know if the cornerback's going to play this week. They got a lot of injuries on the defensive line. This is a big rivalry. I say Miami keeps it close. I'm going to take Miami plus 6.5. Always dangerous going against New England, but I think it's a little high to spread 6.5. There's a big rivalry, much like the Eagles and the Giants. These games are usually pretty close. I'm going to take the Dolphins plus 6.5 because I don't like where the Patriots are on defense right now. Let's go to Cincinnati, where the Cincinnati Bengals are minus 7.5 over the New York Jets. Cincinnati pulling out games left and right. The Jets very surprising this year at 4-3. All sorts of credit to the Jets. All sorts of credit to Rex Ryan. I'm going to take the Jets here. They've been in just about every game. They've only been really blown out like once, maybe to Tennessee. I guess you could say to Pittsburgh as well. Jets have been in most of these games, though. And Cincinnati, even though they're winning all their games, I mean, they play close games as well. So both teams play close games. I think it will be a hard-hitting, defensive game. If you ask me who's going to win, I say Cincinnati. But I think the Jets can keep it under the 7.5. I'm going to take the Jets to keep it close, plus 7.5 at Cincinnati. Let's go out to Oakland, where the Pittsburgh Steelers are minus 3.5 over the Oakland Raiders. Oakland coming off a bye. Steelers have won 2 in a row. I still don't trust the Steelers, especially when they're favored on the road, and especially when they're giving up 3.5 here. I don't trust them. I think it was, last year or the year before, they went into Oakland and they lost. I mean, to me, this game is going to be close. The Steelers never blow you out. I mean, even on the Steelers' best day, the games are always close. I don't love the Raiders. I mean, Pryor's doing some nice things at quarterback, but I think this game is close. I mean, I could see the Steelers winning by 3, but I am going to take the Oakland Raiders plus 3.5. I think this is a close game. The Steelers always make it close. It's out in Oakland. I don't trust the Steelers, even though they've won 2 in a row. We'll see if they can make it 3 in a row here, but I will take the Raiders at home with the points, plus 3.5 against the Steelers. Let's go out to Denver, where the Denver Broncos are home, minus 13 over the Washington Redskins. Listen, I know Peyton Manning sat out of practice with a slight ankle sprain. He's going to play. Don't worry about that. Denver's coming off a loss, and a tough loss to Indianapolis. Washington's defense is atrocious. And I know Washington won last week. They had the big comeback against the Bears and all that. Denver's going to put up 50 points in this game. Washington cannot stop Denver. I see Denver scoring 56 points in this game. I'm going to say Denver wins this game like 56, 28 or something like that. So I like Denver to roll against that Swiss cheese Washington Redskin defense. Denver to bounce back. Denver to roll over the Skins. Let's go out to the desert. The Arizona Cardinals are minus 2.5 over the Atlanta Falcons. I mean, what a mess of a game this is. I mean, I'm going to take Arizona here because they're home. They do play decent defense, and Atlanta is so banged up. No Julio Jones for the year. Roddy White hurt. Steven Jackson hurt. All banged up on defense. I know they won last week, Atlanta, but come on. That was against Tampa Bay. Now they're going on the road. I can't take this banged up Atlanta team, and I don't love Arizona either. But I think home in the desert, they only have to win by 3. I'll take a shot. I'll take Arizona minus 2.5 over the Falcons. Let's go out to Minnesota where the Green Bay Packers are minus 6 over the Minnesota Vikings. Minnesota now changing quarterbacks again. It looks like Freeman has a concussion. They're going back to Ponder. We don't like him. Remember, they played Castle early in the year. Musical quarterbacks for Minnesota. Green Bay's got a lot of injuries themselves. A lot of their receivers banged up. A couple of injuries on defense. But I'm taking Aaron Rodgers here. I mean, Aaron Rodgers over Ponder any day. Any day, all year. I mean, I cannot trust Ponder at quarterback, and I do trust Rodgers. So I'm going to take Green Bay minus 6 over Minnesota here. And finally, we have the Seattle Seahawks minus 10.5 over the St. Louis Rams. Bradford out for the year for St. Louis. That's a major loss. We hope he gets healthy and ready for next year. We don't know who's quarterback in St. Louis at this point. St. Louis put in a call to Brett Favre. Are you kidding me? St. Louis called Brett Favre to quarterback. Is that how desperate St. Louis is? Why in the world would you do that? Are they looking for attention? Are they looking to sell seats? Maybe. I mean, that's a desperate move. Brett Favre? I mean, we all love Favre. He's a Hall of Famer, but come on. I mean, he hasn't played in how many years? And even at the end of his career, he wasn't good. You call Brett Favre? I mean, come on, St. Louis. You got to be better than that. So St. Louis is a total disaster at quarterback right now, and now they're playing Seattle. I know it's on the road, but Seattle's going to win this game easily. Seattle could shut out St. Louis here. I like Seattle to roll like 38-3 in this game. Seattle minus 10 over St. Louis. A lot of teams with bye weeks this week. Chicago, Tennessee, Indianapolis, San Diego, Baltimore, and Houston all off. 6 teams have a bye. It's funny, not many great games in the NFL this week. I mean, Detroit-Dallas is a good game. Cincinnati-Jets, I never thought I'd say at the beginning of the year, but that's a decent game. Who would have thought the Jets would be playing big games at this stage of the year? New England-Miami's a decent game, but there are not a lot of good games. I mean, Carolina-Tampa is awful. San Francisco-Jacksonville and London, awful. Philly-Giants, awful. I mean, just not a lot of good games here at all. Arizona-Atlanta's bad. Not a lot of good games in the NFL, and I'll tell you, it's a weak college football slate as well. The best game in college football is where College Game Day is, and that's UCLA-Oregon. And Oregon's favored by, 23 points now? Not many good games in college or pro this week, but hey, that's what happens sometimes. So that's the picks for the NFL this week. A quick word on the World Series last night. The Red Sox take a 1-0 lead. They smashed the Cardinals yesterday at Fenway Park 8-1. This was a complete blowout. Red Sox get 3 runs in the first inning. This game was never close. There was never any excitement in this game. Lester was very good. Wainwright was very bad. Ortiz had a home run. He actually could have had another home run, but Beltran robbed him of that home run. But Beltran got hurt making the play. We'll see the extent of that injury. That's a huge loss for St. Louis if Beltran can't play. I mean, like I said, Boston got 3 in the first. You could have shut this game off. I mean, this game was over right then and there. No drama whatsoever in this game. We need St. Louis. If you're a neutral fan, you need St. Louis to win tonight. Because if Boston goes up 2-0, it's going to take all the juice out of this series. So as a neutral fan, you got to hope St. Louis wins to get into this series because they looked atrocious last night. So we'll keep an eye on that. Right now, I mean, I liked Boston to begin with. I still like them. I know a lot of people pick St. Louis. I know Boston's got a couple problems in their rotation. I'm going to stick with the Red Sox. I said Red Sox in 7. I'm going to stick with that. Okay, there you go. You guys are all set. I will be back with you guys on Monday. We will recap the weekend. We'll recap the NFL games, college. We'll see where we're at in the World Series. So tonight, you guys, you got Carolina, Tampa Bay, which is not a great game. The college game today is awful as well. It's a World Series night. You got to see if St. Louis can get back in the series. It's too early for hockey. I'm not watching preseason basketball. Tonight's a World Series night. We'll see if the Cardinals can get back in this series. You guys, thanks as always for the support. If you didn't catch my college football show with Joe Spano from Sirius Satellite Radio, check it out. That was yesterday's show. Very good show. Got a lot of good feedback from the audience out there. And, of course, Joe will be back with us next week to do the college picks. You guys, thanks for the support as always. You guys enjoy the games. Have a great weekend. I will talk to you Monday. We'll recap everything. Talk to you Monday. Take care.